Friends, they're always there for us. Even though the show went off the air over 15 years ago, we can still count on Monica, Chandler, Ross, Rachel, Joey, and Phoebe to bring the funny. Sometimes though, they seem to lose the plot. Yes, as entertaining as Friends could be, over 10 seasons, the show managed to rack up quite a few plot holes. In this video, we're taking a look at some of the most noteworthy.
Just don't order a garden salad and then eat my food.
Friends makes a point of emphasizing Joey, Ross, and Chandler's love of Die Hard starring Bruce Willis. Over the years, they apparently have gotten together to watch it repeatedly.
And it would be cool to see it again. Yeah, Die Hard!
Yet in season 6, when Ross is dating Elizabeth Stevens and meets her father Paul, no one seems to notice he looks, familiar. Paul is played by none other than Bruce Willis, the star of the guy's favorite movie. Yet somehow no one makes the connection. There's not even a joke about Paul looking eerily similar to Willis to acknowledge the absurdity. Of course, this is the paradox of fiction where an actor can both exist in the universe of and play a character in a TV show.
You know why? Because you're a neat guy.
Remember the season 1 Thanksgiving episode, the one where Underdog gets away? It's the one where the Underdog balloon gets away during the Thanksgiving Day parade in New York City.
The most unbelievable thing has happened. Underdog has gotten away.
The friends even run to the roof to marvel at the rare sight, but Monica apparently already experienced this unusual occurrence. 4 episodes earlier, when Monica goes on a double date with Joey, she talks about seeing an Underdog balloon get away during a parade.
Something went wrong with Underdog, and they couldn't get his head to inflate.
Was Monica predicting the future? Or was the Underdog balloon getting away a lot more common than Friends would have us believe?
Mama, when you first saw the giant dog shadow fall over the park?
Joey was the friend who had a way with the ladies. Throughout the series, Joey dated so many women it's easy to lose track of them all, and most of them never lasted more than an episode. Then there was Rachel. Many fans cringe at the later season storyline where she and Joey get together, but Joey confessed it was a landmark for him because he was in love with her.
I think I'm falling in love with you.
And it was the first time he'd felt that way. If we look back in Friends' lore, however, this isn't quite true. At one point, Chandler tells a story about Joey being in love with a girl in the past. Even more important though is Joey's relationship with fellow actor Kate Miller in season 3. Joey really gets to know Kate and is genuinely falling for her, but Kate dumps him to pursue her career, leaving Joey devastated. It seems like Joey hasn't only had eyes for Rachel.
Because it's impossible to find her apartment. She lives in like some hot girl parallel universe or something.
Oh, Ross, you are so confusing. Ross confesses when he finally consummated his relationship with his first wife, Carol. He told everyone about it. He was stoked because it was his first time.
In your whole life, you've only been with one? Oh.
That means when the pair broke up at the beginning of the series, Ross had only been with one woman. But throughout the show, we discover that's not true. In season 7, Ross admits he slept with his and Chandler's cleaning lady in college.
Chandler got drunk and slept with the lady who cleaned our dorm.
That was you.
If he was so proud of sleeping with Carol, why was he so reluctant to admit his exploits with the cleaning lady? And why would he lie about how many women he's been with? Oh, Ross.
Whatever, dude. You kissed a guy.
Before he got together with Monica, Chandler dated Janice on and off. Despite finding her incredibly irritating, he never seemed to be able to shake her for good. So, when he got back together with her in season 4, rather than dumping her, he developed an elaborate ruse to escape the relationship. He told her,
You know, I'm packing because I'm moving to Yemen tomorrow.
making it impossible for them to be together. But Janice wanted to milk every last bit of time they had together before Chandler left. So she packed with him and waited until his flight boarded at the airport. This forced Chandler to get on the plane, and it seemed like he must have gone to Yemen. Yet somehow Chandler was back in New York the very next episode, and the whole Yemen incident was never mentioned again.
When we get to Yemen, can I stay with you?
Joey is known as the dim bulb of the friends. This is often played for laughs, but sometimes it seems like the show's writers made poor Joey even stupider than he deserves. For example, in season 6, Joey says,
I'm not a star.
using air quotes correctly while saying the word star. Then in season 9, when Ross uses air quotes, Joey stops him because
When people do this, I don't really know what that means.
Joey then proceeds to use them incorrectly multiple times later in the episode. Joey is also inconsistent in his understanding of Adam's apples. In an early episode, he mentions that the first woman he hooked up with in the city had a giant Adam's apple, ignoring the fact that women don't have Adam's apples. Later, he refers to it as his Joey's apple.
But it hurts my Joey's apple.
Apparently, this is because he believes this piece of anatomy is named after each individual man. It's funny, sure, but how is Joey forgetting so many things? Fans have pointed out many times that all the Friends apartments seem ridiculous given they live in uber-expensive New York City, but most ridiculous of all may be the fancy one-bedroom in Greenwich Village that Phoebe lives in at the beginning of the series. Phoebe works as a freelance masseuse. She even goes through periods of unemployment, and in season 2, she, along with Joey and Rachel, talk about not earning a lot of money.
Cold cucumber mush for 30-something bucks? No.
So how can she afford her posh place and manage to live there by herself, no less?
Oh my God, how did you get back here?
In the season 1 episode, the one where Nana dies twice, Ross and Monica lose their maternal grandmother, yet their maternal grandparents are brought up at least 2 more times in a way that makes it seem the writers forgot about this episode. In season 7, Monica and Ross's father Jack tells Chandler that he's lied to his in-laws for years about being a lawyer.
What'd you do when they found out?
They never did.
He asks Chandler to just agree with him if Chandler ever sees him give his wife's parents legal advice, but this is obviously impossible since Nana died years before. Then in season 10, Monica and Ross's mother claims her parents died young, yet clearly Nana was anything but young when she passed away.
My parents died very young.
And my cholesterol's off the charts.
In hindsight, one of the less funny aspects of Friends was the flashbacks to Monica as an overweight teen. Poor Monica deserved better than to be mocked for her weight. Still, it was a well-established fact of her existence, as was Ross's frequent visits home during college accompanied by Chandler. Yet, when the friends watch the video of Monica and Rachel's prom, Chandler is shocked at how big Monica was.
So how many cameras are actually on you?
This shouldn't have come as a surprise given how often he was over at her place when she was a teen though. Not to mention, he was the one whose cruel comments inspired her to lose weight in the first place.
No, it's not that. I just don't want to be stuck here all night with your fat sister. Hey.
In the very first episode of Friends, Monica introduces runaway bride Rachel to the group, including Chandler, yet all of them must have been suffering from amnesia since Chandler and Rachel met at least 4 separate occasions. In the episode, the one with all the Thanksgivings, Chandler attends the Geller's Thanksgiving celebration during college on 2 separate occasions and meets Rachel both times. And in the one with the flashback, the friends remember a time when Chandler and Rachel crossed paths at a bar. Then in season 10, another flashback shows Rachel not only met, but made out with Chandler at a party the night before her SATs. If that didn't make the pair remember one another, who knows what would?
Ross, that was 16 years ago.
Ross, as we already mentioned, is confusing, and that extends to his feelings about delightful frozen treats. In season 7, Ross declares he doesn't like ice cream because it's too cold.
Hurts my teeth.
He shares an ice cream cone with the monkey Marcel, and then when he's dating Elizabeth in season 6, they're shown eating ice cream too. Was Ross just suffering through those desserts? In season 8, Phoebe doesn't know what the French word sous means when Monica introduces Phoebe to her sous chef.
Actually, she's my boss. Sous is French for under.
Ah, I sous stand.
Also in season 7, when Monica asks Phoebe for her grandmother's cookie recipe, Phoebe claims it came from her grandmother's grandmother. Phoebe's great-great-grandmother's name? A French accented version of Nestle Toll House.
Nestle Toulouse.
Phoebe mocks Monica's Americanized pronunciation of the brand.
You Americans always butcher the French language.
By season 10 though, Phoebe is fluent in French and trying to teach it to Joey. How did she learn the language so fast?
Je m'appelle Claude.
Je te coupe plow.
The episode, the one where Chandler Cant Cry, is all about, you guessed it, Chandler's inability to cry. He claims he hasn't shed a tear since he was a kid, but there's plenty of evidence to the contrary. Not only does Phoebe recount a story about making Chandler cry in season 3, but when Ross decides to make both Joey and Chandler the best men for his wedding to Emily, they all tear up. So apparently the show couldn't be more wrong about Chandler.
That story doesn't make you cry?
No, look, I don't cry. It's not a big deal.
Chandler is even confused about his fitness goals. In The One in Vegas, which appropriately takes place in Vegas, Chandler says that,
If I won $5,000, I'd join a gym, build up my upper body.
apparently that's the only thing standing between Chandler and getting fit. Yet, earlier in the series, Ross tries to help Chandler quit his gym and instead ends up joining himself. A whole episode is dedicated to the guy's inability to quit the gym despite never going there. Maybe it's been so long since Chandler went to the gym that he forgot he's a member?
You do realize you won't have access to our new full-service Swedish spa.
The one thing that's clear from the beginning of the show is that Joey has a lot of sisters. In fact, he has so many sisters, he seems unclear just how many there are. In a season 1 episode, Joey says his mother,
You think it's easy giving birth to 7 children?
given Joey is also her child, that would mean Joey has 6 sisters. But in season 3, when the sisters appear, there are 7 of them. That would mean that Mrs. Trippiani had 8 children. And when Joey sets Phoebe up with future husband Mike, Joey signals that he has 7 sisters. Maybe, this is all a product of Joey's poor math skills.
What are you doing? I said 7.
One of the strangest reoccurring issues in Friends is the never-ending confusion over the 6 main characters' ages. This seems to start with Ross. Ross claims to be 29 years old in seasons 3, 4, and 5 of the show.
No thanks, I'm 29.
Given each season covers about a year in the Friends' lives, that's just not possible.
I get divorced for the second time before I'm 30.
Ross also claims that his birthday is in December at one point, and that another says it's in October. Monica seems to have the same powers of decelerated aging as her brother. In season 1, she claims to be 26, but she doesn't turn 30 until season 7, and Rachel is similarly confused about her birth month. At first, she says her birthday's in May. Later, when a cop pulls her over though, he observes she's an Aquarius.
You're an Aquarius, huh?
Which would put her birthday in January or February. Not only are the Friends individually confused about their ages, they're collectively confused too. At different points, Rachel and Joey are both said to be the youngest in the group, but there can only be one, and the group should know who it is. The birth of Ross's son Ben was a major part of Friends' first season.
Hi, Ben. Hi.
And Ben continued to show up periodically after he was born, demonstrating he was still very much a part of Ross's life. That is, until the middle of season 8, when he disappeared and was never seen again. After Rachel and Ross's daughter Emma was born, it seems Ross no longer considered Ben at all. Poor kid, how could you forget about your own son, Ross? Speaking of things the Friends forget,
Got the keys? Oh, okay.
in season 1, a major plotline hinged on Rachel and Monica getting locked out of their apartment on Thanksgiving. This would make sense if they ever seemed to lock their doors. Earlier in the very same episode, Chandler barges in the apartment, no key required. How is this possible if they keep their doors locked? Which of these Friends plot holes will you be paying attention to on your next rewatch? Have you spotted others that we missed? Give us a how you doing in the comments and let us know. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more awesome videos from The Things. Thanks for watching.